What's up, Cochran here, playing today with the 17 Raptor. There's a lot of them like it, but this one's mine. And one of the craziest things about this thing is how stiff the sway bar is, which is pretty awesome when you're on the road. There's no body roll at all. The back axle articulates like crazy, has no sway bar on it. The truck follows the line of the front two wheels. The sway bar is crazy stiff, which is good too. Flying sideways down a sand dune, lots of G's, no worry about it flipping. There's no body roll. It'd peel the tires off the wheels, it feels like, before it'd flip over. A little wider stance, it feels really solid. But the reason I got the Raptor, flying across pastures, down lease roads, changing out camera cards for deer cameras and filling up feeders with corn. We go to Colorado quite a bit, camping and hunting there too, so you're just miles of boulder trails. And I think for a lot of that situation, not having the sway bar would be really handy. They don't make any kind of a automatic disconnect. I wish it would just come a switch in the truck, like the Rubicon. You just switch it and disconnect your sway bar. That'd be awesome. But it is really simple to unconnect it. There is just an 18mm bolt right on top of this little linkage right here. And the bushings are really tight on the sway bar. This is the actual sway bar. I think you don't need to tie it to anything. It's not going to move. So I'm going to put the sway bar back on right now. I'm just going to zip tie this down to here. Maybe use rope or something, because that's not going to go anywhere. The other way it would hit stuff. Swing less over there. But for now, I'll put this back on here. I'm going to take it across the pasture, and then we'll do a little flex test and see what the difference is. I got a GoPro set up on the other one so we can see the difference too. Take it down some pothole roads and then cross the pasture, and we'll see what happens. And let's get some off-road stuff about 40 miles an hour, see what happens. Turn the traction control off. There's a little sand rock section right here. There's a hole. What do y'all think? It's going about 30 through there. Pretty rough. Won't be run over? What do y'all think? Successful trip?
Yeah.
That's with sway bar connected. Here's another little test I'm going to do. We got the off-road status here. So much body roll we get going around this curve, we're going to keep the cruise at 65. Pretty sharp curve, so we'll compare that. 5 degrees around the corner. So we'll disconnect the sway bar and then try that again, see what difference we get. Alright, here we go. We got the ramp. It's 15 degrees. I think RTI ramps light out to 20. See how the max is up there. Yeah, it's about 4 feet from where that's at. I think it's 4 foot at the top, and then there's a pole at the top. I don't think it's going to be maxed out. Alright, sway bar is connected and the flex is still ridiculous on this thing. So it's crazy up there. But you can see the front of the truck follows the tires quite a bit. This one is bit on a little bit further than that one. Little stretch there. You can see how tucked this tire is. It's a little bit different offset wheel, so that's one thing too. I was curious on a full flex we have any rubbing, but we don't. It's all good. This side finally come off the ground. Right now it's like right there at the ground. So we can get a wide shot. Look at that. See how hard it is to get in this thing like this. And I'm just gonna mark on the wall how far we got up, and then we'll disconnect the Swaybar and see the difference. Alright, Swaybar is off. Little blue cord to tie it on to match the blue Fox racing shocks. And before this I had a Wrangler for like a year and a half. Before that I had an H2 that was lifted, big old squishy suspension lift. And as soon as I got it, I took the Swaybar completely off of it, and I love the way it drives. So let's see what we get with Swaybar disconnected. That took like 3 minutes. Definitely made it further up the ramp. Let's check it out. I was really hoping these front ones would tuck under there. Still a lot of space left here on the front tire. There's the original marking of the tire. It's made a little bit further. Inside of it, it feels like it's way up there further. Definitely got more flex on this side. I mean, it's definitely stretched out more on this side than it was a while ago. And you can tell that front shock, that front tires dropped down a lot more compared to that one. So the body doesn't follow those front tires as much. Back still tucked. And let's take her back down and measure it. The ground kind of humps up right here next to it. So I'm just going to fudge it a few inches compared to where it'll be down there. It's like 28 inches high on the not connected, 29 and a half. Gained an inch and a half vertically. About 4 inches that way. Not as much drastic as I was thinking, but it definitely felt like it went up a lot higher. Had a lot more flex when it was disconnected. So let's go just kind of see how it feels driving on the road, and we'll get the angle going around the curve again at 65. Setting the cruise again at 65. So the Swaybar is disconnected. Definitely feels a little bit chippier, but I don't know. Let's see if we get any more than 5 degrees body roll on this curve. No, 4 to 5, so pretty much the same as before. Definitely feels quicker to move back and forth than it did before. Alright, we're back on the off-road.
You're not sure that it will fall up? I'm sure it's not.
What it feels like now.
My bottle fell out. Did you put it back on?
When you take the traction control off, you can't do nothing with that on. No, it's still off.
But hold on to your iPad.
It's a lot smoother. Yep.
Yeah.
Getting a little bit faster that time. there it is. We took the sway bar and disconnected it and left it under there. I'm going to drive it around for a few days, see how it drives. Not a whole lot of difference, like as much as I would have thought. I think going across that little sand rock section definitely was smoother with it off. And then it has a little bit of a quicker back and forth than with the sway bar connected. But overall lean isn't a whole lot different. There you go.